Hi, bigwigs. We missed you and welcome back.
We're back, bitches. We're back in the studs. I'm sorry my voice is down here today, but I've been having a Luann weekend, you know.
You came out of nowhere from the rafters and were like, I have a sinus infection and I just got over my fever. I go, when were you going to tell me you were sick? You were at Edmonton Grove. You were all over painting the town red.
I couldn't be sick. I had too much to do. So I took a ton of medication. Basically, it was like a Thursday night, like a Friday morning. I'm one of those people that gets a fever anytime anything is wrong with my body. And so it was like, you know, it was like I
woke comes
up,
with it. Yes.
Yeah. I did not come to Taylor Strecker's. I wasn't feeling great. And then
it probably
was like
starting then. Yeah.
And then like I woke up in the morning and I was like, oh my God. But now I got to get better. I got to go away tomorrow. So
you're heading out of town.
Yeah.
You're leaving us again. Well, when's the last time you were out?
I don't know.
You've been here this is the longest you've been here in a while.
Actually,
wow.
Yeah. So actually,
in
like,
February, I was gone
the F out.
March till like second week of March. I was in LA.
Yes.
And then I went back for a long weekend. Whatever, guys. I've been here. I'm just like here. You know?
Are you ready to leave?
Yeah. I mean, no, I haven't packed, but like I'm a little stressed. Although I read a horoscope this morning that calmed me down, to be honest. But
maybe I should have read a horoscope.
Yeah, I'm a little stressed because it's like we're traveling with the puppies, and even though they've flown to LA and back and whatever, it's just they're at a point in their like lives. They're 7 months now, so they're like growing. They're more aware of things. You know what I mean? It's like I have to give them more drugs to like knock them out on the plane, and like, you know, I wanted to get them service animal, trained, but like we couldn't do it in time, and also a little weird when it's like 2 puppies, you know, are they really my service animals yet? Like they're going to be like, liar.
Everyone says their dog is a service animal.
Well,
it's like false.
No, but you need the like vest. Like you can't fly with them for free as a service animal unless you're like, they have like the certificate and the vest. So,
but isn't it kind of easy to get the certificate?
I think there are different ways to get it. Yes, I'll say that. I think there are legit
saying it without saying it.
Not legit, you know, like anybody out there in the world. But, you know, back in the day, Bobby Flay flew as my emotional support animal. And that I just needed a note from my therapist. And I was like, well, that's easy. She can say she has anxiety because I did. And I can fly. But then they stopped that emotional support rule like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. So that ended.
So now you got to get something different.
You got to have like a real
doctor's note. Like
no, you have to have a real certification. They have to like either get trained as a service animal. They have to be vested. So like for people who literally have like, you know, like a seeing eye dog, or if you have a heart problem, or, you know, and your dog is like, you know, anywho, they're not there yet. So we have to pay for them tomorrow, but whatever.
and the I feel like I'm just like giving away money at this point in my life.
Oh yeah.
Is it like it happens at a more and more faster rate as you get older?
My dogs were so fucking sick last week, and just
you were
sick equals money, and you're like, oh no. Like I care about their health, but I also like freak out because I'm like these, you know.
Well, of course.
I do have insurance, so I don't know what it's going to cover from last week, but hopefully we'll get a couple bucks back. That would be sweet.
That'd be really nice. And that's girl math, if you guys don't know. Yeah. Whatever you pay and then you get it back with insurance, it's like, oh yeah, free money.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though you already put down that amount of money.
Right.
So that's fantastic.
Yeah, like I got a minor refund from some like a piece of furniture that I bought that was like broken, but they couldn't ship the part that was broken, so they just shipped the whole thing. So they like refunded for and I was like, oh my God, I think I got like my money back. You know, I think that works. I think I just got money.
In fact, I'm on the ups after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a t-shirt today. I'm rich.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we were recording this episode a little bit early because you're headed out of the town ski, but then you'll be back.
I'll be back on Memorial Day.
How is it already Memorial Day, by the way?
Also, how do I keep saying Labor Day all week? I've been like,
I do the same thing.
I know. Why do we confuse the two of them?
Labor Day feels like it comes first.
Labor Day is September.
Yep.
Yeah.
Memorial Day is May. And I should know that with the M.
Oh, Memorial Day, May.
Yeah.
Yeah. And although today my friend's like, when do you get back? And I was like, Labor Day.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, never mind.
Are you doing it? Will you get back before Labor Day? But Memorial Day. But are you doing anything for the long weekend?
I have a wedding.
That is on the wedding. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, we have a really good friend's wedding. So I'm really excited because they were like, I don't know if we'll ever get married or when we'll get married or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then like 3 months ago, they're like, we're going to have a wedding. And we were like, sweet.
Yes.
It's very cash. It'll be very fun. It's like a whole weekend though, which will be like nice. So like Saturday, there's like a hike for everybody at the wedding that we're doing. And then like,
oh, they're like an outdoorsy couple.
No, I think they're just like, let's do LA things because their families are like, neither of them are from LA. So their families are coming in and, you know, it's like, what do you do when you go to LA? You
go on a hike and then go to Erewhon.
And then you drink. Yeah, I think that's a bit.
Yeah.
So like,
what a miserable.
What a like existed. I'm just kidding.
Hike and then like a happy hour. And then like Sunday's the actual like wedding. And then there's a big after party at night and it'll be fun. And then we'll be back. But we're going a little early. In the week because Jared is working like his company is based in Santa Monica, so he wanted to like go into the office. He just was there a couple of weeks ago, but he wanted to like go in and work there a couple of days and see his coworkers and whatnot. So I was like, that's nice. The fuck am I going to do in Santa Monica?
Everything. Santa Monica is the one nice part of LA besides
it is nice.
Manhattan Beach, probably. I'm a hater
of LA. Why?
I'm with you.
It's just like. I know New York is trash everywhere and smells like piss water.
Yeah,
but
New York is
me,
trash.
But for me, like when I walk around, I actually feel something. When I'm in LA, I feel like, I'm like, oh my God, like, are they okay? Like there's palm trees everywhere, but then you look down and there's like trash. At least in New York, you're like, okay, buildings, jungle.
Yeah.
like, you know, concrete jungle. Like LA, I just really don't, I'm confused
that song really
by it.
had an impact on her. I'm really glad that it's still hitting hard.
I just don't understand. I get very lost. I look up, I see palm trees. I look down and I see like debaucherous sadness, like lost people.
I gotta be honest. I appreciate both cities for really different reasons.
Totally.
And I think I've lived in New York for 14 years, so it's like home for me.
Yeah.
LA I've lived in for 2+ years over spread out, you know what I mean? But I like when I'm in LA and like things are going well or you're working or whatever, I'm like, I do enjoy this break from New York. Like I really do like getting in my car, even here, and like driving somewhere and hiking. Like I like that vibe, but
I do appreciate that. I just don't want to. Okay, do you guys know Tom
Sandoval?
I
was going to say I think I'm more productive in New York and I work harder.
Yes, I think so too.
For sure.
Yeah. I think LA is more of like a vacation spot.
Do we know Tom Sandoval? Not personally. But
to me, LA equals Tom Sandoval. Like those are the people you're going to get, you're going to see. Like people that
desperate.
Yeah, just like, who are you? You know what I mean? What world raised you?
Like hipster, like I want to be a rock star and you want desperate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cause he is like, there's like all those guys, like as entertaining as Vanderpump can be.
Right.
Like primarily they're all, but
for the wrong reason.
Yeah. Like super desperate. Like Jax like when he was kind of the main villain of the show before Sandoval took the crown.
Right.
Like, I mean, there are times where you're watching it and it was just like these guys will say or do anything. Like one day they're in a recording studio. Are they musicians? Not really.
Right.
You know? Then they're going on acting jobs and now they own a bar. It's just like, it's this amalgamation of like LA.
Yes.
You know, it's just like, I just want to make it. But it doesn't mean, you know?
It doesn't mean anything. It's founded on nothing. I go, you've made it. You're making it. For me, making it is just at such a different level. Like you're actually using creativity and you wrote like an amazing show that's funny and people love it. And like that, you're going to go on stage and, right?
No, but here's one thing though. That like type, that kind of person that you're describing, be it Tom Sandoval or whatever, they'd crack if they were in New York.
Absolutely.
They wouldn't be able to fucking handle this city.
Right.
Would eat them up.
100%.
And that's why a lot of people are in LA. I think like a lot of people we know, they would never be able to handle like what we do in a day, in a week.
Yeah.
Right.
If you matched what you do in a week, and I'm not just saying like in terms of your career, just like the fact that, okay, today we're doing the podcast. I have to go to Apple and drop my phone off. I have to do my laundry. I have to then go get my lashes done. I have to come home, figure out what my set is. I have a show at 8 p.m. I have to pack for LA tomorrow. Like no one does that. That's what you do in a week in LA.
Exactly. It drives me nuts.
Even though,
love the availability that we have in New York, just to bam, bam, bam. Like
I gotta go to the dry cleaner.
Right. Oh, done and done. You'll probably drop it off on your way to the lashes.
Probably.
Like that's what I love about New York. It's just like it's a go, go, go app. Now, do I need a break? Yes. I woke up this morning feeling absolutely disheveled, unraveling mess.
You gotta get Dre to talk about her feelings because she famously for Mental Health Awareness Week, I'm gonna say she had a really great video. It was really fun. fun.
Thank you.
Because, for branded videos, we don't get to make them fun. And I was like,
Right.
oh, you got to do like your wigs. Like that's a fun one.
Right.
I just spent the last 7 days trying to shoot a branded video that you guys
can't wait for this one.
A 7-day shoot. She gonna be hard to edit because
7 days?
Yeah, because it was the puppy's first job and they were sick.
Listen, these puppies getting sick, you better put them on payroll, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You better get them working.
Yeah, earn your keep here, kids.
I wanted to say, the beginning of her video, she's like, I don't like to talk about my feelings. And then this morning I see Dry and she's like, it's a morning. And I was like, girl, talk about it. Talk about it on the podcast.
And I said, famously, no, I don't like to talk about my feelings. It shows what's bad about it is that I think it shows not what's the right word?
Weakness.
Yeah, right. That's not really what it is. I just don't like to really open up that because I know it'll unleash a lot of feelings. And I prefer to be happier and think about life with the glass half full. Like that's always been my mentality.
You are very positive. I think that's a great quality.
But yeah, of course there are days. I'm a human. Of course there's going to be days where I'm feeling a little down. You know what I mean? And you get lost in the like trying to always audition. You always have to be on. So then I woke up this morning and I was just exhausted. And I'm like, do I have to do this more? And you can't stop.
I know.
I just felt overwhelmed by everything,
It's overwhelming. And
Yeah.
it's also like your entire day can change with one email or one call.
It is.
And you kind of always have to be fucking prepared for that. Like,
yeah.
Like when they're like, hey, are you available tomorrow at 6 a.m.? And you're like, I have to move 40,000 things
Around.
but you have to be like, give me an hour and I should be, I should be fine. Like that is being
Can you make it to Jersey by 6 a.m.?
Literally, that is
do
like
it.
being a creative person. Like, can you self-report to like Queens in 5 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
And we're not paying for transportation and we're not covering you and it's net 80 that we're paying you. And you're like, yeah.
No, it's funny. Actually, the other day I literally was like negotiating with my agent and I was like, what's the car situation for this job first?
Yep.
Before you confirm me, what is the, like.
You gotta know.
You gotta know. And you gotta like stick up for yourself. They're not gonna not hire you if you're like, I need a fucking like, reimbursement for gas or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Because that's a measly little side, extra $50 here. Just
Nothing.
please give it to us.
I also think when you're really tired in this, and I've learned this as I've gotten older because I think I used to just be like, whatever, on to the next, when you're very tired from like whatever you were doing for, if 3 days, 4 days, if you're working or whatever, you need to give yourself like that day of like fucking rest and self-care.
Right.
Like I try and do that on Sundays. Like I get annoyed when people are like, let's do this on Sunday. And I'm like, ooh, Sunday. No.
Like Sunday is my rotting day. We talked about the rotting day, which is just
you need
on
a rotting
the couch
day.
where you're just able to just collect your thoughts, be with yourself,
watch some TV,
catch up,
fucking eat something good and literally rest. Like I did that on like Friday. Like I didn't feel well. So I was really just like, you have to like, no, not Friday. Friday I had my stomach test. I did that on like Saturday because I was like, it was just, you have to do that. So I think when you don't do that, it hits your brain and then you're like, you're just like, I can't think about these. I'm overwhelmed. I'm frustrated. I don't want to have to do this again this week, blah, blah, blah. Like I do think that reset day or what did you call it? Or
rotting day.
Rotting day. For a glass half full, she's calling it a rotting day.
I don't know. That's what everybody calls it now. They're like, I need my rotting day. It's a very Gen Z word that people are using. And I'm like, that sounds a little horrendous. It sounds disgusting, actually. Like what? You just like sit in your pajamas and just rot in your own piss? Like what are we saying here?
Wow.
You just sit on the couch basically in a little blanket and you curl up a little ball. It should be called hibernation day.
Okay. We're coming up with all the terms.
That's a better way to say it, for sure.
I was going to say, my favorite Peloton instructor, Robin, says self-care is not selfish. Thank you, Robin.
I really had to think about that for a little bit.
Thank you, Robin. Self-care is not selfish. If you need to fucking lay there for 6 hours, even today, if you're feeling like, I feel down, I just need to fucking like chill, then chill. Because I feel like I used to think like, no, you're wasting your time. You should be writing. You should be doing this. You should work out. You should go to like, and when your brain does that, you don't do those things well. And that's, I think, what I've kind of accepted is like, if I feel like shit and I'm angry and I'm just like, whatever, like I'm not going to sit down and write the fucking screenplay of my dreams
of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shoot. I'm going to shoot a video and I'm going to be like, that sucked. I'm not funny.
Yeah. Then you get really down on yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Like, so I think it's so silly, but I do like, we do so much more of that than we ever did. Like getting my lashes done today. You're going to laugh. I'm like, that's why I'm wearing glasses for those watching, by the way. I just couldn't
bear the thought.
I need to get some lashes. It's been a month. And, but I love it because it is literally 1 hour where I close my eyes, I listen to a podcast, and I zone out. Sometimes I fall asleep, which is bad because they're like gluing shit to your eye, and I like flinch. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I get so scared. Oh my gosh.
I fall asleep like today for sure. But I'm seeing someone who's not my normal girl, which I was like kind of bummed about. But then I was like, wait, then you won't talk for the hour. You'll just literally pass out. And I was like, oh, this will be nice. But
because you don't have to have that conversation with them.
Yeah. I love her and she's sweet, but we now talk every time. And so now I'm seeing like, she wasn't there today and I needed to go today. And I was like, oh, wow, a whole hour to just zone out. But when you're forced to do that, it's like, you come out of it and you're like, it's nice.
It is really nice. That's usually my church. I think
it's her church.
Yeah, I go to church on Sundays.
I'm like, I get lashes done and I just zone the fuck out. She's like, I pray. Okay.
Listen, it's a tradition and it's just a part of my life. But
and that's why God loves all of us.
It's true. My issue is that with this new job, you work 4 days on, and it's just I'm getting slowly away from being creative and doing comedy, and it's scaring me.
Can you change your schedule?
I already work 4 days a week, and that's considered part-time. And if I work one less day a week, then I might as well not even be working because the paycheck is just not where it needs to be.
I was going to say, like, could you switch your days, though? So it's like, it's not the same every week. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where you have like a day on, a day off, a day on, a day off. Because sometimes that might helps. Make you balance. Like going into 4 straight days, like.
Right. And then
that's hard.
I come home and then the day after, which is today, I just finished work yesterday. And so today I'm just like, I want a day off. Yeah. I'm totally burnt out. And so I was like, I haven't done a video in a while. Like I'm losing my creativity. I'm losing my comedy. Like I'm not auditioning. So that's like my mood today, basically.
I'm sorry.
It's totally fine. I just wish that
it happens.
Yeah, it does. But I'm like, oh my God, how long am I going to be working this job? That is literally so fun. But it's for a job for a very young person just out of college or just out of high school or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was once like a 28-year-old intern. Maybe not 28. Maybe I was like 26, 25. Mm-hmm. But I was an intern at this production company and everyone was like, people were like getting college credit. And I was like, oh, I have like another job. I'm just here for the experience. And they're like, experience at 25? Like, girl, you're old.
And you're like, shut up because you don't understand. We have a vision of what we're doing. It's just kind of hard you just have to keep on reminding yourself because everyone else might have opinions and you just got to be like, nope. I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah. Listen, if it's fun and mindless, that's a good job.
Right.
But if you want to make more money in less days, there are other opportunities that I could.
What, stripping,
dancing on a pole. No. I bartended or I coat check. Like I would make fucking killing, you know?
Yeah. But honestly, tips.
Think about that. Yeah.
I don't even want
tips.
Think about that. Tips is where it's at, really.
If you're doing any kind of service job, I would never do it without tips.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Unless it's like you get like free, you know, like if you're like, I don't know, like I remember Corinne had an amazing job at a spa and like you get free fucking like facials and massages and like things that you'd pay a lot of money for. I think if there's a really big perk for you, great. But I also think if you're going to work in a service job, girl, you're using that smile. You got to make a fucking tip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that spa job that Corinne Fisher had, I remember she worked there like until Guys We Fucked made money.
Yeah. Right.
And she just used to say it was like the best job because it was just like you come in, you get to wear like kind of like comfy spa clothes and stuff like that. And you're, I mean, listen, man, showbiz jobs when you're on the come up until you're like really making enough money to like live semi-comfortably, it's hard to not have one.
Yeah.
But you just got to find the thing that's the most flexible. People have had all sorts of like weird gigs that kind of get them through.
I worked in restaurants for 7 years.
Yeah.
I would say the first 5 in New York. I was in 6. I was in restaurants. And then there came a point where I said, I won't do it anymore. And I was actively looking for something in the day because I was doing comedy shows at night and my restaurant was only at night. And I was like, I can't work nights. If I take off work, I don't make money. I do a show for what? $30, and then it was like bullshit. Mm-hmm. So I got a day job and I worked at my day job for 4.5 years. And that was the best job like ever. I had insane insurance. Totally. I made a shit ton of money. I also I was an assistant and like the office manager. So I had time in the day. So I would write at my desk, I'd fucking utilize my,
those are the gigs you want.
That's
time.
The gig, right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm on the hunt for. I'm waiting for a lead here.
Yeah. The day job was good. I mean, there came a time where I was auditioning more and I was lying and I was like, I have therapy again. They're like, again, how messed up is she?
Girl, I need all the help I can get. I got therapy every day. That's the one thing.
I did actually have therapy in the middle of my work day, because it was Upper East Side and I worked on 59th between Park and Lex and it was an easy shoot up, so I was like, oh, I'll do it Tuesdays at 1 or whatever the fuck time it was. And that was such a hard time to go and just lose your mind for an hour. And then I'd go to this Italian restaurant that I love up there and I'd get garlic bread and a salad. And I'd come back and they'd be like, where have you been? And I had a whole meal. I'm like,
oh yeah,
don't mind me.
I just had a whole day. I had a
hard
whole
therapy
experience.
session.
Right.
I have all of these photos of me in a cab because I'd be late. So I'd have to take a cab back. I'd call it road bread, garlic bread for the cab garlic bread. And I'd take photos, selfies of me eating garlic bread in a cab. Don't worry, guys. This was when I didn't have a boyfriend.
That sounds absolutely phenomenal. I've been gaining weight just out of the ass because all I eat is cheese and bread all day. Let me tell you, you know what stops you up? Cheese and bread, carbs. I haven't stopped up for a month. And maybe that's why I'm feeling a little high temper because
Are you feeling high temper? Is that what's going on with you?
Not even tempered. It's just, do I seem off?
Yeah, Mike wants to diagose you.
No, but you said, I mean, we had this conversation about Dre not talking about her feelings. So that's why I thought that
so he wants to know what feelings we're talking about.
Yeah, what's being withheld?
Oh, just feeling, I just woke up kind of sad and I'm losing my vision of where I want to be.
I see.
I'm almost I'm a certain age and I'm looking at my bank accounts. I don't feel safe where I used to feel 2 years ago. And now I'm just looking at credit card statements and your savings account. You're like, wait, what's happening? You don't feel like an adult anymore. And
you're not
all
alone
your
in that
friends
department.
around you. Right. And I know it's the industry. I'm just seeing all my friends that are not in the industry and they are living a completely, vastly different life.
And
I'm
and
they have nice homes.
If you spit at one of the people in this room, you're going to hit somebody that feels the same way. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I kind of think that is what it's like being in this business from time to time. It's like any venture that you take on. It's completely. There is no real safe security until you have gigs lined up constantly.
Right.
And they're they're super, super successful.
Yeah.
And even that, it's just kind of there's just no telling in this business.
Totally.
Sometimes you have some years where you're just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I made $50,000 less than I did last year.
And I try to remind myself when I get this way, because I get this way all the time. Yeah. I've been living off my savings mostly.
Yeah.
And now I'm at a point where I'm like, oh my God, what
happening?
happens when they go? Because they're going.
Right.
But I think we all have to, especially like you're saying in this industry, we came off of a 3-year global pandemic, right? Where nobody's jobs were normal. And then we had a fucking year of a strike last year for 2 unions that really fund a ton of this industry, that really generate jobs in this industry.
Completely.
And so now I think everybody's more afraid to buy shows, to cast people who aren't huge star names because, even with writers and stuff, they can't take a chance because they've seen the industry go in a second and they've lost a ton of money. So I think right now we're kind of coming out of this, it sucks, but it's no one's picking up fucking new shows that I know.
No, totally.
I don't know anybody, and I've been pitching shows for years. I don't know anybody who's sold a fucking show or had I haven't had a big pitch meeting in 2 years,
And streaming's also kind of low key a business disaster for these companies.
It's just oversaturated too.
There's too much shit. It's not like the old model where it was just NBC has a certain amount of slots and we put a TV show in there, and if it's a fucking hit, it gets 30 million people,
right?
And we sell advertising on it, make a ton of money. Or movies where it's just the movie industry forever was just like, we make a movie, we open it in theaters, and then that's going to determine how much money we make, and then the secondary income for that is like DVD sales and stuff. Like none of that really exists the way that it used to. So we're unfortunately living through a time where like there is so much adapting going on.
And I know you know this, but you have to keep saying it to yourself.
Oh, it's vast. Oh, yeah. I go into patterns, and I came off of like a 4-day streak of like not doing anything towards my goals. And so I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And you just gotta have the self-talk again. And it just so happened that it fell perfectly in line with the podcast. So I'm glad that I have you guys here to just...
We're pumping her up.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're here for you, Dre.
We're saying, you gotta girl, you're not the only one without a savings account.
Right.
I'm not like other girls.
It's so true. It's so true. And,
it's so true. I'm just spending money on things I don't have right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then you get into that, like, you're like, I want to keep up my lifestyle that I'm
spending money I don't have right now on things.
Right.
That's what I meant.
Right. It's retail therapy. But, and I know this going into this industry, like obviously I could solve the problem by just going into another completely different industry.
Yeah, I know. I said that the other day. I was like, should I be like, I don't know, like a doctor? I don't know.
An accountant?
Right.
Actually, like, I go back to school and get a master's at, no.
No, I know. It's frustrating. But I think, you know what? Like you would have bounced. I don't know. I would have bounced already if it wasn't meant to be. Like I always am like, you made it this far, Anna. Like it's
don't
coming.
Stop now.
You know what I said yesterday? I literally like made the decision yesterday, and I did this when I was like, when I said I'm not working in restaurants. I said I wasn't going to work in restaurants after 25.
Right.
And 2 weeks before my 26th birthday, I quit, and I have, knock on wood, never been back to a restaurant. It's a great job. You can get sucked in because you make a lot of money and you make good friends. And it's like, it was a great thing for me to have, but I needed to get out because I was like, I see these people who moved to New York who were actors and whatever. And like, they're here 15 years later and that can't be me.
Right.
So I just said, by 25, you're out. And then, so I make like goals for myself, but I did tell my mom yesterday. She's like, okay, Anna. I was like, yeah, well, when I'm 40 is when I'm going to be rich. So, cause we had to get a new car, which sounds like a rich person thing, but like our lease is up June 5th. And we were like, fuck. And we're away this week. When are we going to, we have to return the car.
Right.
So we need to get something else, or not have a car. And I think we're just too accustomed to it to not have a car. But I was like, it's not my dream car. And I was just like, but my dream car happens when I'm 40 because when I'm 40 is when I'm rich. That's my rich era. And I said it to my mom, and then I was like complaining later about something, and she was like, yeah, but then like, what would you have to look forward to? Like, you already just said you're going to be rich when you're 40. I was like, you're right. That's when I'm going to have that fucking black on black Range Rover, bitch. When I'm 40.
I was just about to ask you, what is your dream car then? Black on black Range Rover?
No, not a Range Rover. Honestly, a black on black, always black on black. I want, why can't I think of the name of it right now? Like an S, either an S5, like an Audi S5 or like a...
Wow, that's actually...
Or I want like a BMW, like what's it called? The Fast series, like
the Z, not the Z.
Not the Z.
No,
not
the Z. I don't think they make those anymore. Those are the James Bond
Why am I
cars.
blank right now? I used to know cars.
Mine's got to be the Porsche Cayenne, like the mom truck. Yeah, just like that's a timeless piece that I look hot in now.
M series. I was right.
Gonna have fun later.
Hell yeah.
The Porsche Cayenne. But never say no to an Audi, please. Give me an Audi all day.
I figured Anna's dream car was like a Phantom with somebody driving her.
Precisely.
Precisely. Being high above the ground. Yeah, we got a great car yesterday. I should brag. I should say we got a great car. We ended up just getting the newer version of our car, like this year's model, but we got the nicest one because I said, listen, guys, unless you make me a fucking deal, I can't have wired CarPlay. It's 2024.
Oh, yeah.
It's 2024.
Do you know all these places? Like we went to a couple of different places because there was another car I wanted to drive and I liked it, but they all pick certain things when you're leasing a car. I'm not buying a car. I'm leasing a car. This is a 3-year lease, but
different.
There's all these like things. I know we have to take a break that like, I learned this a lot that they're like, that's something that we're going to put in our premium plus model.
Yeah.
Of
not
course.
in a basic model. So like, for example, in Volkswagen, seat settings, which is important to me because Jared is 6'1" and I am 5'4". Like, when I get in the car, I just press 2 on my car and those are my seat settings. Yeah. He goes in, he presses 1. Volkswagen, unless you get the nicest fucking model, they don't have a seat setting. I was like, what? So I'd have to do this every fucking time. And they were like, yeah.
Let me say this. I'll say that this episode is definitely a first world problem episode because I'm over here like complaining about, my life goals. And we're like, and if your car doesn't have
a seat
settings,
no,
I don't want it.
We are self-aware and everything
self-aware.
is relative.
Right.
And if you're listening to this podcast, you fucking know our lives. So you know this is an issue for me.
Right.
Whatever. And so then we went over to Mazda. I have a Mazda and they were like, they gave us like $3,000 to like toward our next lease if we leased with Mazda. And I was like, listen,
that's kind of nice.
We're not in our rich era right now. Okay. She's not in her 40s.
Right.
So we might as well take this money, get the brand new car. I negotiated with them for the nicest one because I was like, that's the one without fucking wired. I'm not plugging in my phone again. And he was like, okay, let me see what I can do. And I was like, and I need black on black. And if you don't have that for me, I have to walk. And it's like tough. And he was like, I have it. The price was higher than I wanted, but I was like, maybe we can like negotiate. He comes back 20 minutes later and he was literally like, okay, so the black one was actually reserved. And I was like, what?
I was confused. Yeah, because I saw your story yesterday and I go, you guys didn't get black though.
And then I had to settle for another color. At least it's black inside. I can't have a car that's not black inside. I'm sorry. I was like, if this is tan inside, like I'd lose my mind. I don't know why. It's just my brain. And
I was going to say, I love tan seats. I think they're very classy.
Couldn't.
It looks like
it depends on the car, I do think. But like for this, no. And so he was like, we have a white with black inside. And I was like, white car? What is it? I go, who drives a white car? White cars fucking suck. And the guy I'm negotiating.
White cars are also hot.
He goes, actually, I have a white car. And I was like, I'm sorry. I mean, that's great for you. But look at me. Am I a white car girly? No.
Right. I will say white cars, it's definitely like a Southern mom thing, like a Southern belle. They drive their white cars. They drive their babies to school.
My dad was like, that's perfect for Jared. He's got 2 poodles and a white SUV. I was like, stop. Anyway, it's gonna be white with a black inside. It's a tight car. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles. Like it's nicer than I thought we would get. But anyway, we should take a break. I'm complaining about nonsense. I can't afford the car right now.
The seat settings sound great though.
Well, that's in every Mazda, basic to nice, has the seat settings. So you could go in and get the cheapest car there. Yeah. They'll have that for you, which is nice. But they won't. You can't plug in your. But Volkswagen has wireless. So I was like, okay. Anyway, this is so stupid. Love you guys. Bye. Have a good.
We're gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go check out Anna's seat settings. Can't wait.
I don't even have a car.
Anna, your seat, whatever they're called, are really nice. Your seat, what is it called?
That's so sweet. You're such a good actress, Strike, because I don't get the car for another week. And she's like,
I already tested it out for you.
She went
Steven
over.
Spielberg hired this woman.
She went over.
Listen, there's one thing I can do is act impressed.
Wow.
Act amazed. Wow. Yeah, no, that I'm really excited to try out these seat selections.
Listen, girl, I'll pick you up for a ride, okay? It's exciting to get a new car.
Pick me up. The one street I won't drive in Brooklyn is Broadway. It's a disaster.
I was going to say, I try and avoid the BQE at all costs.
Oh,
the BQE is another one that you really just don't want to find yourself on.
Don't want to. No.
Broadway or the BQE. Just absolutely
Do you name
not.
your cars?
I do.
What's your car name?
Luna, because she's black on the outside and she has some spots and some speckles, just like the galaxy.
Oh.
Luna.
My car's named Gail Weathers because she's blue. And Gail Weathers is obviously an iconic character in Scream.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Gail Weathers. This is Gail Weathers signing off. So we decided to stick with the theme in our next car because we were going to get the black on black and it was going to be Ghostface Killer. But now we got the white savior is going to be Sydney Prescott, bitches. Hello, Sydney. Mike loved it.
I love a Cindy reference.
Okay, well, it's amazing that Anna will always name anything that's close to her. Dogs, cars, like a full last name. And I just go by like a first name. Like Nick had this big fat red car and we called her Bessie. Because to me, that's just like, she got a big donk. She's like handling business. And you're over here naming it like movie characters, which I always find very funny. But I'm why don't you just go with just one little cute name? Luna, Bessie.
Because I've never named things that. I think I like a reference. I really do.
You love a good reference. Yeah.
I love a good reference. And when Jared was like, our white savior, Sydney Prescott, I was like, okay, that's hilarious. Okay, fine. I'm okay with the white car now that she has a name.
Jared actually knows you so well that he's like, this will get her on board. Cindy Prescott, the white savior.
He's a
And
hell
you
of a
said,
producer, that
yes.
Jared.
He
You
is.
know, the producer blood in him. Yeah.
He is.
He knows how to do it.
I didn't want to come back with sad news, but we have to, just to address it, and then we're over it.
Okay. You guys, in sports news, Knicks lose.
Oh, that's the sad news.
Was
Yeah,
that
that
the
is
sad
sad.
news?
I was actually referring to Diddy, but yes, but bigwig sports news.
You know,
the
it's
Knicks lose.
One of those
Yeah.
not mind melding days, but
Yeah.
wow, yeah, the Knicks lose. That, you know what? I'd say that's way better than what happened with Diddy.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
more high key.
I will take that sad news over the fact that the Knicks lose. They deserve to win, though. But
I certainly thought so. But
It's all right, you
it is
know?
what it is, man. It's a good run. New Yorkers really like this team. They're
Yeah.
tough guys. They played hurt the whole playoffs, basically. It's sad to see them go. But listen, you got to take your hat off, and they'll be back. October.
So sorry, Mike. This got
It's-
real sad. This got sadder than the
It's
Diddy
always
conversation.
Well, I had a date last night, and she
my
was
God.
mad at me that I asked her if we could meet at 7:30 because she was like, "Can we meet at like 6? Because it's like Sunday." I was like, "Listen, I got to be honest. This is like it's game 7.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I want to just make sure I catch the whole thing."
Yeah.
And then I showed up, and she was like, "I can't believe you asked me to meet up at like 7:30 because of this game." I was like, "What?"
You were like, I guess we're not getting married.
Yeah, I was like, "Why? Is it that big a deal?" Like,
it was an hour and a half later.
and it's 7:30. I didn't ask to meet at 10.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I was very bizarre, but
That's
To
weird.
me, I find that I find
Not
that
a match.
strange.
Not
not
a
a
match.
match. Not a match.
Not a match. And you know what? You knew that even
Safe
before you
to
showed
say.
up.
I
Not a
know.
match.
Yeah, I was texting Anna about that's a different story. But I was just like, it's never gonna happen for me. Anna's like, no, be positive, manifest.
I think it's an energy thing. I really do. I
Yeah.
think when you are feeling the energy, someone else feels it too. Like if you're
Across
positive,
the pond, they can feel the energy.
no, if you're positive about like meeting someone, if you're negative about meeting someone, you're not going to meet someone. You're
Right,
not.
right. You have to be in the
Whoever
right
shows
headspace
up,
for
it's
it.
not going to be it.
Right.
But you have to have that kind of like open faith. You know what I mean? Like you have to like believe it a little bit, even if it's a little like out. You know, like you have to manifest it a little bit, and then I think it could happen. I really do believe that. And I told him I'm a witch. Listen to the witches. You know, listen to the Brooklyn witch.
Yeah.
Listen to the Brooklyn witch. She's a witch, and she can
Come up with a
cast
song.
a spell on you. What were we going to talk about? Oh, Diddy, that fucking loser.
No,
Fuckface.
we put it off
What?
for as long as possible.
What a loser.
So-
He's a hooah. He's a loser.
Yeah, for those, I'm sure people are going to be sick of this by Thursday when this episode comes out, but we told you we're recording early in the week. So
Right.
this all just fucking happened yesterday. The video came out of Diddy apologizing for something that happened in 2016, but he now feels compelled to apologize because the video is out. Like that's so
Because
fucked up.
because his team is scrambling, and he already said he denied the claims like way before when
Right.
the whole Cassie allegations came out, and now he is once again saying he didn't do it. He's just never going to take responsibility, and he's just a horrible piece of a person. And
His apology was creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
he's
what?
in the middle of God knows what country, and he never even said anything like about her, you know,
right?
Yeah.
or apologized to her. Like she's not even like mentioned. He's like, I was fucked up. I went to rehab, and it's like, okay, but you
Right.
still beat a woman, and that wasn't. It's not like that was like the one and only time that fucking happened. Like seeing that video made all of us think, oh my God, how long were they together?
10 years.
How much did she endure in those 10 years? Because that did not look like a first time,
Sure didn't.
slip.
No.
No,
that
not at
was
all.
fucking
She looked like
violent
she was,
as hell.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she was running out of that hotel room as fast as she could, and he unfortunately got to her. That just looks like a horror movie, and I couldn't watch it. And I know that TMZ, I need to unfollow these news sources because
It's icky.
they just like, are you ready to watch this? And you just press a button, and then you can watch
Right.
The-
a woman get dragged through a hallway by
right.
her hair.
It's like
It's
no,
so
no,
awful.
This should not
Yeah.
be allowed for anybody to see. So
He looks
I don't
dumber
wish
with
him
that
well.
fucking apology. He looks even
He-
dumber. Like that.
Yeah.
Like
even
just
have you seen 50 Cent's all of 50 Cent's Instagrams? He's just like, Diddy's a piece of crap. Nobody likes him. He's a lying piece of shit. I've said this from the beginning, and I just love that 50 Cent's using his platform to like really set the record straight.
isn't he also isn't there also like a trial? They're like raiding his homes and stuff for like because he
Yeah.
was like sex trafficking
Oh,
and
yeah.
like all this shit.
sex and drug trafficking, I think.
He going
it's
down.
a mess, man.
He going down.
Yeah. And like when second Corinne Fisher name dropped this episode, but I texted her about it. I was like, this Diddy video is terrible. And she was like, yeah. And this is this is what he did in public in a towel.
Right.
So like imagine what else.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
like
You
at
know what I
home.
mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's so awful.
awful.
He
Yeah.
paid that hotel. Apparently, there's like tracking of
Yep.
paying it to get the footage back and not to release it.
But I think what happened was I think the hotel went bankrupt. And then I think
Oh, they didn't care anymore.
well, I think once it was dissolved, then it was able to be like put out publicly because there was no.
God.
That's what I
read
thought
something
I heard.
that a security guard was paid like $50,000 to like keep his mouth
Yeah.
shut or something, and like it's so fucked up that money can get you that far, like
Yeah.
that he can
And
get
also,
away with all that
it's
for that
just
long.
$50,000.
That's
You know
a
what I'm
lot
saying?
to
That's
Ma-
a lot. A security
course.
guard.
Yeah,
That's
right.
probably
Of
his
course.
salary, or
totally
Yeah.
half
more.
of it at least.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah, I can't believe that it's to that level. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
so
It just-
crazy.
I can't.
It's crazy to see these like people you grew up with and you were like, that's
Oh, yeah.
that's what fame is. That's a fucking artist. And then you're like, oh my God, did fame do it to this person, or were they a monster from the beginning? I don't know. But
Yeah.
like, you know, you see, like, we're like sitting here like, oh my God, a savings account. But like money fucks people up too, you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Completely. And
So-
that's the proof of it.
Well, and they had said in all the allegations of the FBI raid that there are tapes of him basically blackmailing people. He used as leverage, and he put these hostels or brothels together essentially with these like potentially underage like sex slaves, and he has people on tape. So this could be the first domino in something really bad.
Yeah.
You know, like an Epstein level kind of
Oh yeah.
fucking
felt like it was
weird sex ring, you know.
Bubbling that way.
Yeah.
And then this like video and this
Yeah.
and this apology and all this like publicity is like gonna bring all of that to the surface for sure.
It's crazy.
He got all the eyes on him now, and it's so fucked up.
I just hope that he gets all that he deserves. Like the absolute just shit show. He's locked away forever, has no money, he's left with nothing, and that's what I would prefer.
And she gets it all.
Yeah, she gets it all. Which,
She
by the way,
deserves it.
she's fully on a new marriage with kids.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this. I love watching them be so happy together. I don't even know where they met, but he's gorgeous. She's stunning, and they look finally somebody who respects her and treats her like a real person.
Yeah. No.
I'm sure like the therapy she had to go through was so intense just to get out of that, because you're in a mindset of like,
yeah.
I deserve this. Like it's okay that he's beating me. No.
And now it's like all back, you know,
Yeah.
for her.
Oh my God. I can't even. Right. It's just PTSD like coming
It
rushing
sucks.
back.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is Bennifer breaking up?
Listen, they've been posing real fake for the pops.
Yeah. Did you see those photos?
Yes.
today?
No, they looked for the first time. Ben Affleck is smiling. He's like,
describe the photo. They're in a car.
we're in a car.
Okay. They're literally at a McDonald's drive-thru. And they were like, are those our fries? And their faces are like smiling because you're like, I think I see our order.
No, exactly. This is a picture that your mom goes, sweetie, smile for me.
Yeah.
I'll take you to McDonald's. Smile. They're both the fakest smile.
Maybe they're in a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. You know, I gotta be on.
Oh, of
we gotta
course.
be on
It's
theme.
on brand.
But yeah, but I
wasn't buying it for a second.
I felt like someone posted that they hadn't been seen in a photograph for like 45 days or something, like
Right.
publicly or something. And I was like,
Which, by the way, most of those photo shoots are already planned and done by your reps because they're very busy. They live extremely busy lives. And so the things that the paps know, your team calls up the paps and is like, we're going to be at this location, take a picture because we have to be seen.
yeah,
Most of the time.
I was going to
Or
say,
it's Ben Affleck chain smoking outside of a Dunkin' Donuts. Like that shit's real.
my brain went to the Met Gala. He wasn't there,
Right.
right?
Right.
She walked that Met Gala carpet
Alone.
Solo, J-Lo.
So low.
But I also feel like they've had a tumultuous relationship for 20 years. Like, yeah, they might split up. They might get back together.
Right.
They might be like, we took a break. We got separated. We're fine. I don't know.
It kind of felt like the marriage this time around was like a fever dream, manic decision.
Yes.
You're kind of just like, wow, they're getting married, huh?
Yeah.
They're doing
it. All right. Good luck,
Like,
guys.
I hope they're okay. You know, I don't wish that on anyone, but I also was like, that photo was sus.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, reportedly, they're sleeping separately in different homes. Here's a good thing,
They
though.
probably have 12 homes between the two of them.
I know. I'd sleep
I'm like-
separately, too.
I'm like, whatever.
I'm going to sleep in the Santa Monica house. She wants to sleep in the Palisades. I would say, though, if I was to choose an ex-wife, like if I'm marrying a guy and he has an ex-wife, I'd want it to be Jennifer Garner.
Mm.
She must be the sweetest ex on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
She's
I love
probably
her.
giving homemade granola to Jennifer, and Jennifer Lopez, and being like, enjoy it. I made it with love. Like she seemed like the sweetest person.
I watched I don't know if she posted or someone else. It was like a run of videos of Jennifer Garner and her mom during the pandemic, like cooking. I don't know if you saw these.
Is it bread?
Her mom was like the cutest person ever,
God.
and like has all these recipes, and like she was trying to do her mom's recipes, and I was just like, what a wholesome life this woman had. Like that's why she's so sweet. Like look at her relationship with her mom, and like, you know, and her cooking and this and that. I was like they're like, let's make banana bread. You see,
so
like,
wholesome.
J-Lo, like, you know, like Atlas. What is her new movie?
Atlas. Whatever the F that movie is about. It is a wild ride. You watch the movie and it's like you just did a trip of acid. I have no idea what that movie. You seen the preview for it?
No, I haven't. I've just seen the photos and I was like, okay, girl.
It's wild. It's a
I
wild
think
ride.
J-Lo's always been a good actress for me, and maybe that's because I grew up on Selena, but like for me, she deserved an Oscar for that movie.
I agree. There's roles for her that are made for her, and there's roles that are just not made for her.
Made in Manhattan, top.
Done and
top
done.
of the top, you know?
She was made for that movie.
Yeah. Literally. Pun. She was made for made.
Made for made. I could go into a whole like genre of J-Lo movies.
But she's
that I'm
like,
just like,
she's a great actress. When it's a role for her, she's fucking delivers.
She really nails like the messy soon to be wife and then like monster-in-law type deal.
Monster-in-law
classic Jane Fonda. But then there's these roles where she is a mother trying to seek revenge. She's always casted in those. The movie Revenge, I think, was her when she like was in an abusive relationship and then went back and she started fighting and she cut her hair.
I do remember this. Yeah. She came back like all
dad's
fucking G.I. Jane on that guy. She was like, take this bitch down.
And then there's this new movie where her daughter, she's like the super high up cop, and then she leaves the business and she goes to this like remote town, and her daughter goes to a home, like a foster care home, and she knows that the daughter's in trouble, so she goes back and like shows her identity. That's so J-Lo. She's so typecast as that.
We love J-Lo.
I know.
I love her
so
so
anyways,
much.
do we think they're breaking up? Maybe in like 6 months.
Yeah, or they did last year, and we're all just like behind on the times. Like you said, it's all planned. Like we don't know. But it is funny when like the speculation comes out and then those photos come out and you're like, what the fuck? This could be from like 20 years ago of them at McDonald's.
Are we supposed to believe this? Please. I don't believe anything.
Go ahead.
Do I think they're, I don't know. I think they're a cute couple, but I just don't.
I was excited to see them get back together. You know, it felt like your own parents got divorced and then they got back together and you were like, oh, yes, the Parent Trap worked, you know, like it felt like we did it.
Yeah.
But then it kind of felt like not happy times since then, really. Like at least what the paparazzi puts out. They're like, Ben's angry.
Ben's always angry.
Ben's angry.
Ben has a resting angry face.
You know, J-Lo's giving him shit again.
She's like, you better not drink. If I see you taking a sip of tequila, I'm going to whoop your ass when we're home. And Ben's like, okay. That's typical. I think that's them. I think that's their foreplay.
Maybe. Yeah. I love it. Do you believe in the Avril Lavigne conspiracy theory? Do you remember the conspiracy theory about Avril Lavigne?
That she's no longer with us?
That she's no longer with us and that Melissa took over? A girl named Melissa?
Oh my God, yes. But I don't know anything besides, as far as that. That's as much as I know.
Okay, so Avril Lavigne, I put this in our lineup for the day. Avril Lavigne, there was a conspiracy theory that she like died after like her biggest album, like back in the day, and that someone has been her since. This girl, someone named Melissa, has been playing Avril Lavigne since then because she went MIA for a while.
Yeah,
but she kind of just like probably was living a normal life. I don't know.
Totally.
And so she was on Call Her Daddy last week. Did you see this? She's the guest on Call Her Daddy. We love Call Her Daddy. We do. We love Alex Cooper. I think she fucking nails it with her guests. And she had Avril, and she called it out. And she was like, Avril Lavigne. She's like, are you real? Like, essentially. And she was very funny about it. She's like, honestly, it's not a bad conspiracy theory to have. There are like worse ones for celebrities. She was like,
totally,
whatever. And then she like called her Melissa. It was very like weird. And then like Avril was like, you believed it. You like weren't even sure if I'm me.
Real. Yeah.
Showing up.
Which is kind of crazy. You're right. If you're going to live under a certain like storyline, like that's a fun one.
It's a funny one.
Yeah.
It is. People also think that Jean-Benet Ramsey is actually Katy Perry. Have you seen that conspiracy theory?
Yeah, that's a big
one.
Famous
that's a fun hole to go down. Go watch those YouTubes.
That's crazy.
But the Avril one made me laugh because I was like, she has been around. Like she's not around. But it made the New York Times this morning because my dad, who, if I said, do you know who Avril Lavigne is, would probably be like, an actor. Like he wouldn't even know who that is,
Right.
sends me maybe he's more, in touch than I think, but he sends me this New York Times article about the conspiracy theory because it's like kind of bubbling up again because she was on Call Her Daddy. So people are like, hold on, was it her? Like, was it not her?
But it looks
they talk about
exactly
it.
like her.
It looks, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you know how like there's like that Taylor Swift lookalike, So my dad,
Totally.
I made this Avril Lavigne music video back in the day, and he's like, I don't know, I believe it, and I think like you made that video like to like be her, and I was like, you believe she doesn't exist? She like died, and he was like, yeah. I haven't read the article in the New York Times, but the fact that this was a 7 a.m. text from my dad, which never happens unless someone's like actually dead.
Your dad's like very invested in this story now.
He loved it. I was like, wait, what? And you remember my music video from literally like 12 years ago? It was so
seriously.
funny.
I don't know, but what would the point? I think it's more believable that Avril Lavigne is still alive, just living a normal life under radar.
Yeah.
And this is her impersonator that gets to continue the life and lead the life and the fame.
Okay, so I just told her this and she's already convinced that she's solved. I love that you're like, honestly, not a bad thing.
Not a bad idea. I kind of enjoy that.
I would like
Which makes me believe
to do that. I'm going to send someone out as me to like make a shit ton of money. Be like, go start this business.
Well, yeah, if I could be in 3 places at once.
Yeah.
We've got like 3 ideas. Like go write my book, you go write a stellar show, and then I'll audition for like the next.
There you go.
Sex and the City.
Multiplicity. That movie was onto something back in the day.
Multiplicity.
Remember that movie, Multiplicity? Who's the guy in Multiplicity?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton? No.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Steve Guttenberg?
It was Michael Keaton.
He's the Multiplicity guy?
Yes. I know very.
I'm going to have to look this up on our
break.
break.
It was one of my favorite movies as a kid. Yeah.
Wait, because I had this
it's
yesterday.
Michael Keaton and Andy McDowell.
I had this conversation yesterday with Jared about because he said Bruce Willis was the voice of Look Who's Talking, and I said it was someone else, and he was right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, Michael Keaton
Yes.
my brain is picturing Steve Guttenberg.
They have a similar thing in the 80s. But yeah, no, it's
funny.
It's Michael Keaton.
All right. Well,
Michael
on that note, every celebrity's fake. Nobody's real.
Is that the final, like our final
We gotta take a
verdict?
quick break. We're gonna come back.
Alrighty. Welcome back. You know what? It just caught my eye.
What caught your eye, Dre?
The fact that it's Rudy Giuliani's 80th birthday and he's celebrating with an Amazon wish list.
He's still around,
dude. Is he still painting his hair?
He's still kicking it. What is his wish list and why Amazon? Who's going to this party? I have lots of questions.
So do I. I just think it's hilarious that somebody's making a wish list. This must be sponsored or something.
1,000% it's sponsored. They were like, "Are you going to get married anytime soon?" He's like, "Nah, I'm going to have a birthday party. I could sell some fucking razors."
Married. He's almost dead. He's
these people just seem to keep kicking, like they're still in the business.
Yeah.
I hope when I'm 80, Amazon is like, "Do you want a wish list for your birthday party?" And I'll be like, "Where do I begin?" Of course I do. I'll also be British when I'm 82.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna change.
Yeah.
It's a Madonna thing. Madonna went to the English countryside.
I think by age 60, I'm gonna be British for sure.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good. Maybe I'll be Australian. No, I'll stick with the British. Apparently, this is a crazy Page 6 article. So take it with a grain of salt. Obviously. When told us of the Palm Beach Bash, Rudy Giuliani is a hero. For the Palm Beach celebration, gold and black invitations were sent out via email to guests, featuring a photo of Giuliani in a tux, another of him wearing aviator shades. All right, let's cut to what his...
Maybe there's no party. This is all just a fucking stunt to go on Amazon and buy some shit that he makes a cut of.
That would be actually amazing. I'm trying to find the list of all the things, but what I do know is on there is an Armani cologne, electric razor, and ceiling paint.
You can really get anything on Amazon. Have you guys heard about Amazon? If you're looking for a Armani cologne, but then you're like, wait, I could really use some ceiling paint. Is that to drink or to paint?
He wants to stain blocking ceiling paint and a 55-inch TV.
Honestly, I would just, for my birthday, I'd just like to watch on a 55-inch TV, Rudy Giuliani painting a fucking ceiling.
Is that on his Patreon channel? Like his OnlyFans? It's like, actually, today I'm going to be painting the ceiling.
Yeah, that's his move.
He's having 2 birthday parties.
Well, okay, Paris Hilton. What on either coast?
One in Palm Beach, one in Manhattan. Wow. Paris Hilton had 3, actually. It was like a 3-day-long festival.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible.
I'm not going to lie. I can't believe he's only 80. I thought he was older than that.
He seems older than that, doesn't he?
Seems like he's lived a long life.
The gift registry on Amazon sent out by pals and seen by page 6 specifies which gifts will be sent to his Manhattan or Palm Beach addresses. The message told guests that gifts aren't necessary, but if you wanted to give presents, please refer to the Amazon registry.
Wow. Please buy my Bic razors on the Amazon registry.
If you want to look it up, look up Rudolph Giuliani 80th birthday party. And it shows the gifts that have already been purchased for the former Trump advisor include, spoiler alert, a home sleeper chair convertible bed.
What the fuck? What's funny is this is now some PR team put this out.
Yeah.
So you and I can access this list. So this was a list for the world. This wasn't just the invited guests. This was a fucking list.
Yeah, why is this public?
And then we're going to leak this. Okay. And you're going to get so many razors, Rudy.
Like, so many razors.
Rudy, you're going to have every ceiling of this home painted. The amount of paint we're going to get.
An LED chandelier. And this is a good one for us. A Shure microphone. He's starting a podcast. He's starting a podcast.
Oh my God. This is like a Easter egg for his podcast.
Oh my God. You're right.
The Rudy Giuliani show. Yeah.
The Rudy Giuliani show. He was famously fired on his radio gig, so now he's coming back with his own podcast.
From my former radio station.
He fucking
really
he discovered Patreon in the 79th year of his life, and he was like, I think we could make some money off of this.
This is a gold mine.
Hold on, why haven't I been using this before? You know what's crazy is that the girl, my absolute favorite, Drea DiMatteo, she started OnlyFans, and she said that she was able to pay off her mortgage in a matter of seconds. From like as soon as she
in
opened,
a matter of seconds.
Yeah, she was like, I paid off a mortgage. Yeah, apparently. Okay, maybe a matter of minutes.
Either way,
I'm gonna join
insane.
today. She said, yeah, and she only shows sexy photos. She's not doing like full sex tapes. She's like, this saved my life, and I wish I did it sooner.
Wow.
But also, Drea DiMatteo is the sexiest.
Would you go on OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Well, now they have like a whole comedy section, and
No.
That's not where the money is, Kim.
You're not doing a stand up on OnlyFans for it to pay off a mortgage.
You're right. No, I gotta be in this bad mood for at least another 5 years,
Okay.
and then I'm going, and then I've reached that point, and I'm going.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
My brain was like, don't ask her that. She said church was her self-care before, so
Yeah.
I know you're not going to show your fucking tits
what
on
Dre's
OnlyFans.
doing right now, she's just driving the value of the OnlyFans up right
there
now.
You go.
Exactly.
Making it seem like it could never happen. So then when it does happen, people are like, I never thought this day would come.
I kind of want to now.
I wish I could do
your bare ass is on your Instagram.
Yeah, I know.
You all the time.
I should make people pay for it. You're right. I should take those down and put up all my ass photos on Instagram. I mean, on OnlyFans.
Absolutely.
And just call it welcome to the butt, welcome to the center of the butt.
Welcome to the Roisman ass.
Yeah, do you name an OnlyFans page?
I think you should.
should.
You just say your first and your
Come
first.
on,
and
Mike. You
last.
sound you chimed in like you've been on that website.
Mike,
I
who do you
have been on the
subscribe to?
website.
How do you subscribe? Who do you subscribe to?
It comes and goes for me. There's
Oh, sometimes you get off, then you get back on.
yeah, because it's like
I'm gonna call it welcome to the butt parade.
I don't think they titled it anything. It's just like you
just their
go
names.
to.
My brain
It's
is like,
it's like a Twitter almost, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you put
got
like
it.
nudes
It's not
up,
like a Tumblr
basically.
where it's like, here's
Yes,
the title.
no, it's not like that. Right.
Welcome to
right.
the butt show,
Right.
bitches.
Right.
The only sad thing I'll say is that sometimes on TikTok, girls will be like, watch my OnlyFans day in the life routine. And it's the saddest thing. They're
Oh,
like, I
no.
take out my underwear drawer. I
Oh,
set
these
up
are
my
like-
camera.
Like girls doing porno.
Well, I guess they're doing like sexy photos
Yeah,
for
okay.
their OnlyFans. But the sad thing
God.
is that like they're setting it up in their apartment and they're like showing it. And this is how they do publicity for it. They're like, if I get views on this, people will go to my
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
And they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Like they're financially, they're fine, but I'm worried for them mentally.
Yeah.
Like the stability that they're to do a day in the life of an OnlyFans. Like,
Get
girl, that's
ready
not
with me to photograph my vagina.
Get ready with me to spread my legs. Like to me, that's just degrading, and like we don't need to do that. But Drea DiMatteo, she's already got a platform. Like I would watch her and Carmen Electra take sexy photos all day. Like they like I get it. Don't start. Like I totally get it.
All right. Well, I guess I'm
Yeah,
I'm
well,
busy the
that
rest of the day. I'm busy the rest of the day.
We know what Anna's getting
Anna's trying to
into.
get that
Please
Mercedes M Class or whatever.
Please
Yeah,
subscribe.
exactly.
I actually famously hate Mercedes.
Or the Benz. The,
Mercedes
I hate
are
Mercedes.
built. No, but they are built. It's hard to repair them. But my friend, her family famously has like 5 Mercedes. They only buy Mercedes for all the children, and every single one Mercedes has lasted like at least 20 years, and it still looks amazing.
Yeah, you can keep a Mercedes in good condition.
Okay,
It's a
so
nice
what
car.
do you hate
I don't
them
like
for?
them. I just don't. It's not a me car. Like there are certain like cars. I'm like nah. There's certain brands I wouldn't like.
I don't wear
me the
either.
fuck
A
up. You know what I'm
Jaguar?
saying?
You can't get a Jaguar.
I don't like Jaguars.
Yeah.
I'm not a Jaguar girl.
Jaguars, you're
I
right.
think
I
the
see it
Jaguar
now.
SUV is like kind of cute, but it's
they're
like
terrible cars.
it's like round. You
Yeah.
know.
I see what
Unless
you mean
they
by that.
sponsor the show, then they're
Here's
the
the thing.
best cars.
I'm
Then
not a
we love
Lexus girly. I'm not a Lexus girly, but that SUV on the interior of that Lexus, even though it's
Gorgeous.
so ugly on the outside, I'm like, it's actually pretty tight on the inside. You know.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, no, I'm not a Benz girl. I mean, talk to me. You know, I like the giant truck one. Oh, we were gonna eat my snack.
Anna brought a special snack in. Do we have 5 minutes?
Yeah, you got 5
We'll
minutes.
close it down with this. We got to get out of here. Anna, explain what you brought in today.
Yo, I wanted to try these forever, okay? And, you know, I was like in the bodega, I see Dre. I'm like, I'm going to get something for us to eat, mostly because I'm fucking hungry.
Mostly, we just want to stuff our face.
I want to eat something. And so, you know, of all the granola bars, I picked the Reese's dipped animal crackers. I just thought I've seen them.
Mhm.
I've seen them on TikTok, you
Yeah.
know, once I'm getting served them in an algorithm, it's like I got to try them. So I thought we'd do a little taste test. You know, we give it a Bethany taste test if we want.
And because of our message that we received that said, do not eat it on the mic.
Yes.
Because they're-
this is a warning. Mute
us.
mute us to our one friend, our one follower. I love you for being here, but mute us because we're going to probably chew.
Oh, you
into
guys,
the
you
mic.
guys don't eat on the mic that much.
No, we don't. But the one time that we ate the Campbell's chicken, the
Oh.
grilled cheese soup, they said that was
Disgusting.
disturbing.
Yeah, well, that's fair, I guess.
So I'm going to go with.
Wait,
I don't know what animal it is because it is very thick.
what the hell is this?
They're covered. They kind of look like clouds.
They do.
I'm going to go with. This is like a rhino. You know what I mean?
Oh, and the top is peanut butter.
peanut butter and chocolate.
And the
you know,
chocolate
so
on the bottom.
Reese's. Okay, cheers.
Cheers, cheers.
Let's see what this is all about.
Delicious.
Stunning. Are you kidding me?
That is pure mic crunch.
Wow.
I'm just hearing.
I'm sorry. I warned you. If it's not your thing, you
I
know?
think if you with a warning, it's fine. But it is funny how much you hear it.
I love how much love that Bethany gets actually for eating on camera.
This is insane. This is delicious.
She squints her eyes.
This is like, she goes like this. Close your eyes. Ready?
Okay. Shows her teeth. You're like, oh, geez.
And you're like, but it is, okay, honestly, like a real review, Reese's, I would cut my arm off if you sponsored me. Okay. I love Reese's.
Yeah.
And this is a great Reese's product. Not all of them hit.
You know why this hits? Because it reminds me of the cereal.
Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
Which
Reese's Puffs.
That's my cereal.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was always, this is going to freak you out. Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, you and Jared.
I love
He
my
doesn't
Fruity
buy
Pebbles.
it, but he loves a Fruity Pebble. Like,
I won't buy it either.
but he loves Fruity Pebbles. Like any when you go to a bakery and they have like a Fruity Pebbles
Oh my
cookie
God.
or a blondie or whatever,
yes.
he's like, oh my God.
Okay, Jared and I need to bring this up to him and be like, we're Fruity Pebbles friends.
Yeah, you are.
Mike,
This
what's
is
your cereal?
Delicious.
Your junk cereal, I should say.
I did like Reese's Puffs. I'm trying to think if there's anything that takes
What takes the edge off, Mike?
I would probably say Reese's Puffs. I think
Really?
if I was gonna pick like a pure sugar shit, not shit in a bad way, but well, yeah, in a bad way, but like
For you, yeah.
like things
for
that
your
are gonna
body.
ruin your body.
Mhm.
I'd probably go Reese's Puffs instead of
You gotta
Kasha.
try one of these then. It's fucking killing it.
If I have one,
these
I'm
are
gonna
so
be like,
good. The Reese's Animal
I'm gonna be
Crackers.
begging you to keep the bag.
Reese's Animal Crackers. It's sweet, salty,
And then you
probably full of sugar.
put that animal cracker.
Crunch.
Brings it that crunch.
Yeah, it's got that. It's got that really like good crunch. Could break your teeth.
Davoon.
So Davoon. Yeah, it's at the level.
It's at the level. It's Davoon. And that's your
Davoon.
Bethany Frankel bite of the week.
Bite of the week, bitch. I was also going to say Count Chocula. That's my other cereal, you guys. I just want you guys.
Count
They all kind of
Chocula.
taste the same a little bit.
If we're being honest,
Yeah.
they really do. It's either chocolatey or a little
Yeah,
fruity,
right.
but sugary.
Great. That hit the spot.
That really
honestly.
did. You know what? All my problems are solved.
I think so.
I'm walking out of here.
Great.
A new woman, okay?
I love it. That's the show. That's it for this week.
That's the show. We need to promote
No
anything?
wigs. No wigs this week.
No wigs.
I need to promote hard. Can I just say something? If you are a listener in the Philadelphia area, Philadelphia, New Jersey, whatever, I'm going to be in Philly performing on June 2nd at Punchline Comedy. Big show with my friend Tom Hearn. And then we're doing Gramercy Theater here in New York City. I'm scared out of my mind. Gramercy Theater is a big theater. There is a discount right now you can use for like the first 4 rows or something. Fab25. Go to my Instagram. You'll see links there. Sorry, I had to promote those because
You have to.
I got tickets to sell.
We love it.
Also, we have a video coming out. Okay, speaking of no content, I edited a video. So watch us. You know, we put on wigs every week in this room. So we got some shit coming out. Some funny shit coming out.
I'd like to say yes. It's
and also, if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave a comment. Engagement on the YouTube is huge. If you haven't subscribed to it, please subscribe. If you're an audio listener, just go over there, give us a quick subscribe, and vice versa. If you're watching us on YouTube, go to the audio side, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and subscribe to the show's page. Leave a review. Engagement helps us. So if you like the show, it helps us get the show to other people. So leave comments, and we're active.
And
you know,
Mike from the Raptors, producer Mike, helping
trying to
us
get
out
things
here.
going here. You know?
Exactly.
I love that. No, that's so
We gotta
true.
keep the lights on in here, okay?
Yeah, we really
So
do.
subscribe.
Yeah.
We got bills to pay. Love you guys. Have an amazing week. Don't let the bad mood get you down because tomorrow's a new day. And we're making it happen.
And we're doing it.